represent Yobe North Senatorial District. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me commend the movers of this motion and also add here that patience, tolerance is, they are both elastic, but they are not eternally elastic. Our students are facing real hunger. I traveled to 2 states last week, in the north particularly, and I've seen firsthand how people, especially those who are neither in the civil service nor in any business, common everyday citizens, are suffering, fighting, struggling to have food at least once in a day. Under normal circumstances, Mr. President, in the rainy season, from maybe June up to September or October, when there will be harvests of new foodstuff, prices escalate. Price of foodstuff. Now we don't even have. That's the truth. Mr. President, in today's national dailies, the executive arm of government is saying is considering reducing or removing taxes on imported foodstuff. Mr. President, here's the catch. This Senate must engage the executive immediately. What are the issues? Which taxes are they talking about? Because we should be seen to be doing the right thing. We have really little or nothing in our food reserve across the country. And nobody should come and tell us they'll distribute foodstuff from our silos. The silos are empty, Mr. President. So it means we have to import food. And if we have to import, it means we need foreign exchange. And that is scarce. We have to engage with administration. We have to help the administration. Mr. President, we are the most vulnerable in the leadership arrangements of this country, members of the National Assembly. Everybody looks up to senators or members of the House of Reps. In fact, people see senators like the messiahs. Any problem, they say, go for a senator. So if we don't take immediate action, and our citizens, under this situation of increased fuel price, increased electricity price, increased everything, and we are yet to get the right measures to provide cushions for our citizens, we wouldn't like the kind of thing that we see in our streets. And it is time that we take every possible action together with the executive arm of government to ensure that food flood our country, the right food. Importation, government must be entirely responsible, because we cannot take people for granted for too long. We have come almost to the end of their patience. And I think the elasticity is now going to snap if we are not careful. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. President, I'm still Mohammed Ali Ndume, representing Borno South, and a co-sponsor of this very important motion. As I stand to second the motion, I want to bring to the attention of dear distinguished colleagues the importance of this motion. In March 2024, a provision of Harmonize. CADE Harmonize. CADE Harmonize is a unified tool for conceptual analysis of acute food and nutrition insecurity in the Sahel and West Africa. They are a very credible source of information. In their March publication, they said Nigeria is very likely to experience highest session of food insecurity, even though globally, but most severely. Currently, there are 4 countries, including Sudan and some others, that are facing very serious food insecurity. And Nigeria is added to this list this year by International Rescue Committee as one of the hotspots for food insecurity. Action Against Hunger, World Food Program, FOA, also indicated that over 32 million people are expected to face critical hunger crisis and emerging level between June and August. And I don't know about some other colleagues, but there in the north, or here in the north, we have started seeing it visibly. People are hungry, very, very hungry. Many cannot go to their farms. All of us know this. In the north central, the northeast, and the northwest. Even in southeast, we still have crisis among the farmers and the herdsmen. Even in southwest, we still have this crisis. As it is now, a bag of rice is selling at about 100,000. A bag of maize, the same thing. Even prices of tomatoes, onions, and other basic food is high. Distinguished colleagues, as representatives of the people, we need to do something, or at least say something. That's why I co-sponsored this motion, and I believe all of us here are concerned because we are talking to one another. Let's do something. The prayers of the motion is quite clear. If there need, it should be added. And because we have other motions to take on, I'm suggesting that we look at this and go to the prayers, support the motion wholeheartedly, go to the prayers, add what we need to add, and emphasize that this issue of food crisis should be taken more seriously, because this is the first time Nigeria is being included in countries that are likely to face very, very serious food crisis. With that, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I hereby second this motion as ably moved by Steve. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, distinguished Senator.
And the only chartered politician in Nigeria representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District.
Have we passed the Chartered Institute of Politicians? Has the bill gone through second reading? Chartered Institute of Politicians Bill in 2024.
Is the president giving me you want me to explain why I am a chartered politician?
No. Go straight to the issues.
I was honored by all the chartered institutes when I was chairing the House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. So anyway, the matter at hand is a very, very serious matter. Nigerians are very patient people and very enduring people. But no people can be that much patient under hunger. Nor can they be that enduring under hunger. And as much as we are all aware of the issues that inform today the situation of food production in Nigeria, we should as well commend the government of the day for taking a very serious step, which is exempting all tariffs on imported food items. All food items to be imported in the country are now exempted from payment of all kinds of tariff, taxes, and what have you. This is quite commendable. And to support what the government is, or the measure it has taken, and to buttress what Senator Indume said, that as representatives of the people, let me say that I don't see us as just representatives. We are responsive and responsible representatives. And for us to depict that by our actions, we are all leaders and critical stakeholders in this country. Whatever we all need to do at our various senatorial districts or in our social relationships and even economic relationships, we must at all times see that we add value to the efforts put in place to reduce, if not to eliminate completely, the issue of banditry, the issue of kidnapping, the issue of, all the issues that have contributed to the low level of food production in Nigeria. Mr. President, I so contribute. Thank you.
You and Senator Karimi. And so your submission is well appreciated and noted. But my opinion is that it was a calamity foretold. When the bandits were pursuing people from the farms, when the herders were pursuing people from North Central, and bandits were pursuing people from Katsina and Zamfara from going into the farms, and of course, Borno, people moved to IDP camps and abandoned the farms. Tomato, wheat, millets, and all sorts of things that were being produced. We have had almost 9 years of farmers not being able to access their farms. It was expected that after a while, there will be serious scarcity of food in the country. So, so you are 100% right that Nigeria is now included among the countries that will experience very acute food shortage. And there is no doubt that the government must rise to the occasion. Distinguished Senator Walada, you tried to explain to me some of the actions being taken by the government.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Further clarification. While the state governors, while the states are being given up to 60 trucks, am I right? Across board. Senator, come, Chairman Agri, how many trucks to the states?
I think it varies according to the farming activity of the states.
Average?
40. I mean, like you said, 60 or so. And two senators have just called me that they've been called to say they are going to deliver fertilizer to them, Agadaga and Cow, but they gave them wrong figure, and I said they should not accept less than 1,200. So it's already happening. I don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know why Senator Mustafa has not been able to explain. Senator Mustafa, if you listen very well, come close to me. Distinguished colleagues, this is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture. If he has difficulty explaining from there, I will not have difficulty re-echoing what he has said. He's saying that about 60 trucks are going to each of the states through their governors. That's what he said. So I don't want tomorrow the governors will come and tell me that I made a statement that and this is through their governors, irrespective of political party. So listen. That is the information that I have. This is Senator Goje. You know they like me, quoting me. They will say Akpabi again. This is from the Senate Committee Chairman on Agriculture. Not from Senator Akpabio, that irrespective of political party, each state governor is going to get at least 60 trucks immediately. And the reason why they are giving to senators 2 trucks is because some of the state governors and House of Rep members, 1 truck for your constituents, is because some of the state governors are not in the same party with you. So they may get and they may not really look at your constituents. So for some of you, it's important that you also have something to share to your constituents. Your own will be 2 trucks, 1,200. House of Rep members will be 1 truck, 600. Now this information is from the chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, and then backed up by the Deputy Senate President. This information is not from the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. So I don't want tomorrow now. I'll see headline: Governors blast Akpabio. I have not said anything about governors. I have only re-echoed the come, Chairman Agriculture. Mustafa, you are still doing individual. Listen, sorry, you are doing individual explanation. I'm saying, explain to the Senate that you are the one who told me. Yes, and you, no, Deputy Senate President yourself, that I have said nothing against governors. So prayers, so we can close. Gentlemen of the press in the gallery, it is not Senator Godswill Akpabio that gave this information. I'm echoing the voices of the Senate Committee Chairman on Agriculture and the Deputy Senate President, that irrespective of political parties, all the states through their governors are getting 60 trucks, the senators are getting 2 trucks, and the 2 trucks are 1,200. And then the House of Rep members are getting 1 truck. If the point of order relates to what we are discussing, yes, noted. But as soon as we finish with the prayers, prayer 1, call on the National Accreditation Agency and the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation to come up with strategic programs on unity, containment, and integrity in Nigeria. Is this prayer 1? Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate. Senator Ndume, you are part of you co-sponsor this bill. Hello? Can you read your prayer 1, please? The Deputy Senate President has just informed me that I should let you know that all states of the Federation are being provided with 60 trucks of fertilizer outside what is being given to the senators. So that when they are going to distribute, in case most of those states, in case most of your states, I'm talking to my brothers on the left-hand side, in case most of your states are not APC compliant, let your citizens not think that they bought those things. Those things were provided by the federal government of APC, because APC is for all. Federal government of Nigeria, because APC that won the federal government. Prayers is for all. Federal government of Nigeria, because APC is for all. We are showing love to all states, and all states should also reciprocate by making sure that these things are distributed to farmers without going to claim credit. He's the chairman. He's been following up and briefing me, and he's saying that he has shown me the trucks moving, and it's not as if the trucks are moving from one location to your senatorial district. They are moving from different places, like the one from South are moving from Indorama. Am I right? And they showed me, and they are moving, and they have your contact persons. So it's left to you to report to us latest Tuesday if you have received them. So for me, I'm saying that this is an emergency. The food situation is an emergency. We must help our people. And part of it is also to make sure it's not just providing food today. We've been able to plant to make sure that latest October, November, we have excess food in the market. Because Nigerians must feed. Everybody is concerned. The primary role of government is to ensure the welfare and security of the citizens. And that is the reason why we are here. I think so. If we give you information, just allow this weekend to pass. If you have not received it, or your contact persons have not received by this weekend, then you bring it up on Tuesday, and we know what to do. We may have to summon the Minister of Agriculture, the Governor of Central Bank, and all those involved to come before us, because we want to make sure that we nip this issue in the bud. Like I said, it wasn't caused by the current administration. It's a combination of at least 10 years of insecurity that stopped the farmers from going into their farms as a result of killings, kidnappings, and other forms of banditry, including headers, farmers' crisis. But where we are now, we must take emergency steps. The government is doing its best by ensuring that any food item that enters the country is zero levy in order to make sure that people have food. And then, of course, the distribution of these fertilizers across is to enhance production, at least within this period, because after this, they'll be useless. So let us make sure that these things are there between now and next week, so that we can distribute to our constituents. Now, we shouldn't keep them. As soon as they come, distribute them. Let the farmers make use of them. So it's a wonderful motion, and I would like us to go straight into the prayers so that we can take the last motion of the day. Prayers.
I want us to exercise patience. By weekend, I'm sure everybody or most people will have received their supplies. Please.
You are guaranteeing that by this weekend,
yes, sir,
most senatorial districts.
It's unfortunate that the fertilizer distribution had to be delayed. But I have, at every point in time, briefed the Senate President on the current status of what has been happening. We had hitches from the NSA's office. They stopped every truck of fertilizer from moving out because of the security implication. They had to certify clear before they will allow the trucks to move out. And as of today, I just showed the Senate President, the trucks are being loaded. They will be moved to the various states. So I want us to exercise patience again. The issue of governors getting fertilizer before us, some of but he raised it now. And
address the chair.
Okay.
I talked to the Senate President.
Can I contribute to the motion before that?
You will, but let me give you information. Senator Musawa, very quickly.
For the last 3 months, you could recall the meeting we had with you in your office together with the governor of Central Bank. It was decided that fertilizer should be given to the senators so that they can distribute to their constituents. For more than 3 months now, you are not seeing a single bag. So it is now time for you to act.
Senator Aliro, yeah, I have been acting. No. Let Senator Musawa just give you. I don't like reporting effort. I like reporting results. Yeah, so I'm now reporting results because I don't want to go into effort. Give us just 1 minute.
But Mr. President, this issue of fertilizer has been on the direct impression given by the Chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture. The fertilizer given to the senatorial district
it's just to be distributed to the senators. What is happening is that only governors are given the fertilizer. Senators are yet to get a single bag of fertilizer. And there is need. It is given to the government. There is need for you to intervene, to call the Minister of Agriculture and tell him to immediately authorize the distribution of fertilizer to all senatorial districts. This is the season we need the fertilizer. If it doesn't come now, it's as good as not having it at all. The rainfall is now falling both in the north and the south. And farmers need fertilizer badly. So we need the fertilizer now. Otherwise, it will be useless after this month. So having contributed, only 2 trucks. Only 2 trucks are given to the senators. Only 2 trucks.
You have not received them.
But we have not received any. Only 2 trucks.
No, I'm saying that it is.
Some of us proposed about 10 local governments. Some 8 local governments. Some 6 local governments.
I have 10. I'm saying it is proposed. You've not yet seen them. Farming season gets out of hand.
Thank you, Mr. President. But before I
consciously, once you get information that it has arrived, distribute it immediately so that people can make use of them before. The same way you feel, and the same way we all feel, that Nigerians cannot suffer from hunger while the government has the capacity to ameliorate the situation. By removing import duties on all the food items, it's a way to flood the market and flood the country with food, with cheap and affordable food, so that nobody will say because I paid tariff or I paid import duty or paid levies while bringing the food in. That's why I'm putting a high price on them. So that's only one step. The other aspect of it is that Senator Mustafa has just informed me that this morning he showed me videos of tens and tens of hundreds of trucks moving from Indorama and other places with fertilizer to see how we can take advantage of this window before the major rains ravage the situation to plant things that are short-term based. So in your various senatorial districts, each senator, how many bags of fertilizer per senator? 1,200 will be given for immediate distribution across the senatorial district. So those things are moving now. The delay was as a result of the need to get the. So we must also assist our people to produce. Don't worry about it. If you don't have it, you tell your constituents they've not brought your own. It is not because the Senate President announced it that your house will be flooded to give fertilizer. But what I'm saying is, he has explained that it was because of approval, because of security reasons, they needed to be sure that the fertilizers will not enter into wrong hands. So, but they have started moving them today. And I'm saying in essence that we must find every means available to get to the farm. So, the Senator Alero, you may just make your contribution, then we go to the prayers.
Thank you very much. Mr. President,
I represent the people of Kogi West. My motion is on the urgent need to address the food insecurity and market exploitation of consumables in Nigeria. The Senate notes that in the last few months, the prices of goods and household consumables have been on abysmal rise in the country, leading to a high rate of inflation, weakened buying power, and general worsening of living conditions of vast majority of Nigerians. Further notes that the latest data by Nigeria National Bureau of Statistics shows that food inflation in the country skyrocketed to 40.66% on a yearly basis, a significant increase from the 24.82% recorded in May 2023. Aware that the market price of food items such as beans, maize, rice, paddy, yam, tomatoes, and onions which initially rose by about 40% after the removal of petroleum subsidy, has now increased to over 100%, some to 300%, without any attributable reason for the increase in prices. Further aware that although the insecurity in food-producing regions, bad roads, increase in the cost of transportation attributable to the removal of fuel subsidy and depreciation of the value of naira are possible factors that have contributed to the increase in prices of food items, household commodities, and consumables. The percentage of increase in the cost of transportation and some other factors listed above is significantly less than the percentage increase in the current prices of goods all over the country. Concern that the greater percentage of the increase in price of food items and consumables in the country is not only due to these factors, but to the sales of merchant traders and retailers to make supernormal profit, while they excuse the hike in prices on these factors, that is depreciation of naira, increase in prices of petroleum products, and insecurity in farming region, thereby heaping the blame on the federal government. Note, there's a general attitude of get rich quickly or get rich by all means, leading many Nigerians to jettison being their brother's keeper and exploiting one another to make abnormal profits. This attitude has been justified on the basis that many members of the political class, technocrats, corporate elites have helped themselves with public funds without any repercussion in law. Nigerian traders have thus reported to price gouging to maximize profits. Further notes that there are reports that farming communities in the border regions with other countries prefer to sell their food items abroad to these neighboring countries rather than domestically to the hinterland, thereby increasing local food insecurity. Concludes that all effort made by the current federal executive to arrest the consistent increase in food inflation have not yielded the desired result. There is need to be more pragmatic about addressing food insecurity, curbing other farmer crises, kidnapping for ransom and terrorism, and ensure the development of a viable national commodity board to regulate the prices of grains and ensure the elimination of artificial contribution to food and commodity inflation in Nigeria. Accordingly resolved to 1. Call on National Orientation Agency and the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation to come up with strategic program on unity, contentment, and integrity in Nigeria. All the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Council to come up with pragmatic ideas and oversight to eliminate artificial hikes in prices of food items, goods, and consumables in Nigeria. 3. Also call on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, address the issues of food insecurity in the country and arrest other farmer crises, cattle rustling, and other forms of insecurity militating against food sufficiency in Nigeria. 4. Invite the Federal Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy to address the Senate on the Congress of the Nation's Fiscal and Monetary Policy. 5. Also invite the Minister of Agriculture to address the Senate on quick win, medium and long-term efforts of the current administration to reposition the nation's agricultural sector and the milestone of the efforts. And finally, all the Nigeria Immigration Service and Nigeria Consular Service to intensify effort in border control to combat and prosecute smugglers of food items to neighboring country. I hereby motion.